Looking for music that lifts your spirit and fills your heart? Experience the powerful sound of the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square. Now streaming on all your favorite music platforms. Find the Tabernacle Choir on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Amazon Music, and Pandora. Let the music of the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square inspire you today and every day. Whether you're at home, in the car, or on the go, enjoy the beauty of their world-renowned sound anytime. The Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square, streaming now.
Make game day yours. Tickets, food and drinks, stats, and streaming. Everything you need is in the Utah Mammoth app. Download today and make game night easy. Download on both Android and iPhone. Tusk Top.
Bob Casper's appearance this morning brought to you by Mountain America Credit Union, Mountainland Supply, Black Doors at Resort, Hoops Vision, and You Win a Golf. Bob Casper, good morning. This is where you say good morning, David.
I can't hear him.
Good morning, Patrick.
I can't hear him. Am I really losing my hearing? You guys are trying to do this. You're just trying to make me
No,
dizzy.
this is a Yacht thing right here.
It's a Yacht thing.
Bob's right there. I see him. He's ready to go.
Can you wave to him?
Hey, Bob. Or did Bob put something else up on the screen? He's watching the British Open. He's forgotten we're on.
I don't know, but...
Hey, Bob. This might be a Bob problem.
It's a good thing this isn't the early part of my radio career. I'd be panicking.
He would be.
Come on, people.
Bob, good morning. Would you like to join us now, Bob?
All right. I think we need to move on.
All right, fine. Let's move on. The story of the morning is guys going low, going very, very low. Lucas Herbert with a 62. Sam Burns with a 62. They are flying up the leaderboard. Bob, as long as the weather stays this way, should we expect some more low 60s? All right. Yak is going to try something else. Never
I can't
mind.
tell you.
All right.
I think right now it's 4th and long. I would punt.
Hey, 4th and 11. Broncos go for it on 4th and 11 in the playoffs if the coach has it his way.
Bronco or Broncos?
Broncos, the Denver Broncos. You didn't see that story? Yeah, they had a fake punt called on 4th and 11 in overtime. Coach was sure it would work, and the players waved it off. They're like, what, are you crazy? They punted the ball away and won the game. And he's still calling players out for it in meetings.
Whatever it takes, but you've got to be aggressive and responsible.
Yep. Well, Bob, I think we finally have you.
Yes, you have me.
Old school. Lucas Herbert, 62. Sam Burns, 62. If the temperatures are going to be in the high 60s, then are the scores going to be in the low 60s?
Well, it's pretty amazing golf. Lucas Herbert had about a 4.5-footer to make for a par to shoot 61 and have the lowest score ever in major championship history, and he pulled it and ended up at 62, and then Sam Burns holed it out of the bunker for 62 on the 18th hole. So, this isn't the first time it's been shot here. The last time in 2017, Brandon Grace shot 62, and so another Eric Cole shot 66 or 64. So the scores are out there, and the course has been benign. The winds have not been real strong, and when that happens in Open Championship courses, then you see guys able to shoot some really good scores.
Yeah, you do. I think it's a matter of guys just getting in the zone, man. I mean, you've played enough golf. You know exactly what I'm talking about. There are some days that you feel like that hole is as big as a basketball hole, whatever it might be, and just your irons are working and things are really clicking. And then there's other days where it's just not there for whatever reason. You know, we see that with pitching in baseball. They talk about that, where sometimes guys just feel it in the bullpen, and other times they take them out thinking, oh, my gosh, I got nothing today. So how much of it is just that?
Well, it just depends. You get off to a good start. Lucas Herbert made 3 birdies in a row right off the bat. And when you can get off to a great start, making some birdies, it starts to promote confidence. I look back through his round and watched some on the broadcast, and he made some long putts. He made some putts over 20 feet, and when you're filling it up, as you said, PK, it looks like a bushel basket, and the ball's going to go in every time you strike it. It looks, you look up after a putt and it's on line and it's the right speed and it goes in the hole and you just smile and you're just happy that things like that are happening. This is probably the round of his career, especially in a major championship, and probably the round of Sam Burns' career. They were pretty happy when they got done on the broadcast talking about their round and talking about all the putts that they made.
I'm telling you right now, if either of these two guys shoot 2 more 62s, they're going to win it.
Yeah, you're 2 more 62s. Yeah, they are definitely going to win.
Some rock solid analysis right there. Genius level contribution.
Oh yeah.
But you also know the guys who make putts like that on Friday. Then when you come back on Saturday, the odds of those putts going in are not good. And as a matter of fact, a lot of 5-foot par putts might just slide past the hole.
Yeah, and it's hard to follow up a really low score with another really low score or a really good score. So Sam Burns shot 73, 3 over par the first day, and he comes back with 62, so 11 shots better.
That's amazing.
And that's phenomenal golf. Conversely, normally it goes the other direction. When you shoot 62 or 63 or whatever, a lot of times you'll shoot 8 or 9 shots, 10 shots worse the next day. So to follow it up is something extremely difficult. Tiger Woods was very good at following up really low scores. And so, it's just, it's almost like he plays he'll play the first 3 holes tomorrow, and if he makes 3 pars, he'll go, man, I was 3 shots better yesterday. You start thinking in that type of mentality, and it keeps you from focusing on what you need to do. But it's really hard to do. It's really hard to think that way.
Right. That's why I look at a guy like Cam Young, 67, a guy like Shane Lowry, 69-68. That seems a little more what am I looking for? Not transformable, but just you can carry it over because
sustainable.
Yeah, you have. That's probably the right word. You have a level of consistency. But Burns, and I picked him, so I hope he does it. But 73-62, that I can't get over that. Where I can see Lowry or Cam Young and Lowry. All right, this is what they've been. They did it 2 times in a row. I see no reason why they can't do it 4 times in a row at that level.
Sam Burns, and speaking of him, here's a guy that's been in the thick of it the last 2 years in the U.S. Open at Oakmont, and then this year at Shinnecock. He lost by a shot at the U.S. Open this year. Missed the putt on the last hole they thought he had made. And here he is right now, right back in the thick of it in another major championship. 3 over in the first round, knew he had to go out and shoot a great round, and he went out and he did it. I think Sam Burns will continue to play well, and I think he'll, because of what he's learned, being in contention in major championships. He's a proven winner on tour, and so it'll be interesting to see how he does teeing off later again in the 3rd round. But like you said, Cam Young right there, Shane Lowry right there. Still remains to be seen what Bryson can do, what Scotty can do. Ludwig Oberg, nice round today. Also shot 4 under par. There's just a lot of good scoring out there right now, and guys that are teeing off later this afternoon have been able to see what's going on out there, and it gives them a mindset of, it's out there to be had. And because they get that mindset, they don't put too much pressure on themselves, but they know that there's opportunities out there to score and to make a bunch of birdies.
There are a lot of names that most people haven't heard of or only vaguely familiar with, but there are guys like Dave Chambeau at 3 under and Scheffler at 2 under. You think any of these guys, and some other guys too, you think any of these guys are looking to those 62s? Is that who you have in mind? Like, hey, I could go 5, 6, 7 under today and be right up at the top of the leaderboard heading into Saturday.
Well, I think all these guys they see what's happened and they now put a score in their mind. And if I can get to this point, if I can shoot 4 under, 5 under, get back in the mix of this thing and get maybe a shot or so back, then I'm right in the mix for it for Saturday and Sunday. Then they go out and they start to perform, and if they make a few birdies and they get close to that point, then it's like, okay, now I've got to readjust and set my sights on getting a couple more coming in, that kind of thing. It's almost constantly like a mental game. You want to get out, you want to get off to a good start, and then you start to get going and get going well, and it's like, okay, I want to play these next 3 holes in 1 under par, or I want to play this hole, I want to make a birdie here, or I want to play the next 5 holes in 2 under par, and you start to do things that will help you to focus mentally on what you're doing to help you get in the clubhouse in the lowest score possible. But they'll reset their what they're trying to do, what their goal is for the day, and then they'll go out and they'll make it happen, and they don't limit themselves by that goal, but it gives them something to shoot for and something to if they're able to reach it, to then readjust and realign and try to get better.
A lot of talk watching after the first round, the phrase "playing with fire" with DeChambeau with the driver. What do you think?
He only hit 4 fairways. Conversely, Scotty Scheffler only missed 1 fairway, so he hit 13 fairways. The conditions of the golf course are such that if he drives the ball straight, he's going to have a lot of advantage by hitting it further. But having only hit 4 fairways yesterday, he got a lot of good breaks as far as where his ball may have ended up and where the shots that he was able to hit. So you kind of keep poking that bear, and you're gonna have some problems at some point. And so I think he's got to be more, maybe conservative a little bit. And conservative for him is still way longer than a lot of people. Way longer. He even said in his interview yesterday after he finished his round and he shot 3 under par, he said playing with Scotty Scheffler, it was amazing for him to see how consistent he is and how flush he hits the ball and how well he drives the ball. And he said, I've got to do a lot better work on my driver and my 3-wood. After seeing Scotty Scheffler hit it, he was able to kind of look and see how his game measured up to the number 1 player in the world. So it'll be interesting to see for him if he just keeps going with the big guns or if he decides he's going to play a little bit more conservative today.
Is the wind going to pick up at all over the course of the day? Because that's the one thing that could mess up this whole conversation we've just had.
Yeah, the wind is kind of around 10 miles an hour, 5 to 10 miles an hour. It's pretty consistent. It doesn't look like there's going to be a big storm or anything move in. The weather's still warm. It's in the mid to high 70s over there right now, and because of that, and there not being a lot of strong wind, it just becomes easier to maneuver because you're able to see that it's consistent and it's not giving big gusts that can buffet you when you're putting, that can buffet you when you're in your swing or once the ball's in the air.
Well, Bob, I'd like to thank you for stepping up and taking that first pick and taking Justin Rose and saving me from myself. I definitely would have done it.
You're very welcome.
I'm glad you were there to
welcome.
take one for the team.
That's a shot, Bob. I mean, you
team.
get all crazy when I do it, and he takes a shot at you right now.
That's not really a shot,
boy,
PK.
you
That's
Of
guys
more.
course
are
it
awesome.
isn't. You said it.
I agree. It's more the irony because I would have run right to Justin Rose. He was going to be the second-round pick. I'd have snapped him up if you'd have left him there. And then
Well,
go
if
figure.
Justin Rose goes out and if he goes out and shoots 62, then he's at 2 under par. So
That's all it
that
takes.
Can always happen.
That's all it takes.
That's all
You know,
it
if
takes.
he shoots 62 every day the rest of the
According to
tournament.
PK.
Hey, if he shoots 62 every day the rest of the tournament, he's going to
3
win
more
it.
62s. I
I'll
like
call
his
it.
chances. Yeah, but you guys
That's right.
Call
finally
it.
see my way.
Call it right here, right now.
Oh boy.
19 under. It was an unbelievable story.
Yeah, he just toyed with the crowd
Yeah, and
the
he'd
first
probably
day.
still lose by at least 5 or 6 if the other guy shot 62 as well.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, 62 is the number, man.
Well, Bob, thanks for a few minutes. We appreciate it. Enjoy the golf this weekend.
All right, guys, take care.
All right, there's Bob Casper, Real Golf Radio. Lucas Herbert, 8 under. Cameron Young and Jackson Suber are 6 under. Sam Burns and Sung J M 5 under, with Burns and Herbert carding those 62s. But to your point, Cameron Young, 67, 67. All comedy aside, maybe he can put a couple more of those on the board. And that might just do it.
Well, you're halfway home.
Yeah.
You got to feel like, okay, I'm very confident in this particular course. Things are happening for me. I got this opportunity. But, you talk about how Herbert, he said it would have been the lowest round in a major, blah, 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 4.5 feet. He missed it. Mm-hmm. Because it would have been the lowest round. Blah, 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 blah.
I know.
It wasn't a 4.5 footer.
Yeah.
It was the lowest round ever, blah, blah, blah. That's what that putt was, and he missed it.
And so what would the pressure be on Saturday and Sunday if he continues to lead?
It's absolutely enormous. We saw Sam Burns go to his knees. Literally, drop to his knees. This sport brings you to your knees. Literally. And we saw that. But the great thing about it is you get back up, and it's an American success story if he pulls it off. And, see what he can do there. But the good thing that you take from it is that you were in that position to shoot a 61, or you were in that position. What was that? Was that the Masters where that happened? I can't remember where Burns had that putt where it dropped to his knees. And so I think it was the U.S. Open, actually. And so here he is now a few weeks later, and away you go, man. So you're in position for that. So that's what you draw from.
DJ and PK, when we come back, David Locke, radio voice of Utah Jazz, will join us. He's been off on vacation. We'll get his thoughts on Summer League and which players he thinks stepped up and which players are in trouble. We'll talk with him next. Stay with us.
They've been doing it for a while.
This is Jake Scott and Ben Anderson.
The willingness to vault somebody to stardom and close the book on them immediately based on a couple of Summer League games is absolutely laughable. I think Cody has a lot to prove, but I'm certainly not going to let a Summer League alter my opinion on that until we actually see the rubber meet the road.
And to your point, Cody is not equipped to be the number 2 best player. And luckily for him, in the NBA, he never has to. He needs to be the 5th best player on the roster, doing some of the dirty work, get out in transition, get some steals, whatever you have to do. Get some deflections, play some defense, be long, eat up 12 to 15 minutes a night. Is that ideally what you want with the 10th overall pick? Of course not. That's not what you're hoping for when you draft somebody in the lottery. But if he can get to a point where he's hitting shots somewhat regularly and playing defense, there is still value there. And it's amazing to go back to that draft and just realize it's bad top to bottom.
Catch Jake and Ben afternoons from 2 to 6 on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Now at McDonald's, get a $5 McChicken meal deal or a $6 McDouble meal deal. They come with small fries, a soft drink, and 4-piece McNuggets. We're going to need a bigger tray. Get more value with your meal deal with McValue.
Prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher for delivery.
DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Pablo Mastroni, RSL head coach, coming up at the top of the hour. David Locke, Utah Jazz radio voice here momentarily. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver coming out with a post yesterday, wants LeBron to make a decision so they can set the schedule. Clearly, they're waiting to see which team he lands on to make sure it plays on Christmas Day. Where you going, big guy?
I wouldn't do that.
Everybody's waiting.
I don't think he's the draw that he used to be, obviously. No one player's bigger than the league. Even him. Especially at 42.
They got to put 10 teams on. I don't think they want to put 10 on without him being on one of them.
Fine.
No.
Then put there's only 3 options, so you can do it. I wouldn't wait. It doesn't make any sense to me. He's not that big of a draw.
Philly should already be on, no matter what. If they don't have Philly playing Boston on Christmas Day, I'll be disappointed.
I don't think your league is going to sink or rise on Christmas Day.
That's true. There's too many games for any one game to matter that much.
Right.
At the same time, they want to make the broadcast partners happy, and the broadcast partners would rather have him than not. But you're right. It's not going to wreck everything. I mean, the league will survive. It's not that fragile, for goodness sakes.
In fact, I'm actually turned off when they keep force-feeding us the same teams over and over again. It really, when it comes to the NBA, really makes me root for the little guy. And we are the little guy. I think that the reputation of Utah has been chipped away greatly, but it'll never be eliminated.
Well, it'll always be little, regardless of anything else. I mean, the bigger markets have more people, and there's some brands that are very powerful.
But it just has to be attractive to individuals who are willing to open their mind and investigate and see what it's about.
You had Jazz Warriors as a Christmas. I thought that was a pretty good shout. The Jazz Warriors on Christmas Day. You willing to, or not willing, but that was all pre-Kessler. Not quite as attractive. Missing a key piece of the puzzle. Or nonetheless, with a rookie and Peterson, roll the dice, and hey, if you can have a winning record, it'll be a big step forward.
Kessler's gone, but I'm going to say that you'll be shocked by the quality of the Jazz's defense.
Nice. That was well played. DJ PK and David Locke, radio voice of the Utah Jazz, joins us. David, good morning.
There are few things in the world as gorgeous as a blue sky with a light cloud cover, Utah morning, the mountains soaring over our great city of Salt Lake, the abundant opportunities to be in the outdoors and feel nature in our great city, and then to be able to spend a few moments of that morning of one of these just majestic, absolutely fabulous mornings with DJ and PK, who equal the greatness and magnitude of the great mountains that soar over our city. Boy, it is inspiring to be back with you on a Friday morning.
Huh?
Fair.
You have a good trip? You had a little time away?
I did a few different things. I've been kind of all over the place. Most recently, I took the van and went and saw The Head and the Heart at Red Rocks. I'd never seen a concert at Red Rocks. That was a bucket list. I bumped into 2 Locked On Jazz listeners, which was fun. In the middle of that, I did take a little sojourn for 36 hours to a city in Europe on a trip that got aborted, so that wasn't as great. But The Head and the Heart, Red Rocks, pretty majestic and magical and fun. And, Colorado's got a lot of good stuff. It's all in the wrong places. It's not convenient to get to, but it's got some great stuff.
Yeah, that's the beauty of here is that all these things that Colorado has, here it's much closer. It takes you literally minutes. You can decide you want to ski at 10 o'clock in the morning and literally be on the lift at 10:30.
Yeah, no, 100%, because yesterday I did a ride where I rode from Silverthorne to top of Vail Pass and then to Vail and back.
Yes.
But that's and it was incredible. But I was like, right, it's also, an hour and 45 minutes outside of Denver.
Right. Those mountains are way out there, and here they're right on top of us. I've been to Red Rock a couple of times, and it is a must on the list of places to go. Absolutely.
Do you have?
Yeah.
My other concert site is the Gorge, and I still haven't done the Gorge, even though I lived in Seattle for all those years. Have you been there?
No. And grossly underrated is Tuacahn.
Oh, really? Interesting. Oh.
Yes, Tuacahn. I went and saw the band America there several years ago, and the one guy, Jerry Beckley, there's 2 guys now, they've been doing it for 50 years, and he said, this amphitheater is as good as any we've played, and he said, I ought to know because I've played them all.
I don't, we're just chatting now. We were, as many Utahns have done, looking for a place to have some non-winter time in the winter. And it was an interesting search because there was just no question in our mind that St. George is the most beautiful place in the United States. Like, that surrounding area, those Red Rocks, it wasn't what we wanted, but it is – you can have your starting point be Mississippi, Los Angeles, Seattle, or Sioux Falls, North Dakota. And when you decide what it's all obviously in the eye of the beholder, and some people want water, but the Red Rocks of that area are actually just so gorgeous. And really I felt unequaled. We didn't end up there, but it's still too cold in January and February. And but it's pretty fantastic.
All right, let's hit the people with a little basketball. I am curious if anything about Summer League changed any of your opinions about Jazz players or focused your opinions about Jazz players.
Many years ago, Damian Lillard was the MVP of Summer League. So was Josh Shelby. Did I lose you?
Right here, we're just used to your pauses, and then you continue your thoughts. We're a little gun-shy stepping in so quick.
You got to deal with me. And we've only worked together for 26 years. I don't know why you can't figure out my patterns.
We are. We thought you'd jump back in with a salient point. We were waiting for the genius.
He made the point.
I mean, I think Summer League is one of the greatest marketing things in the world. And I think Summer League is like literally summer camp for NBA fans. If you have a chance to go, you should go. It's amazing. From an NBA personnel standpoint or someone who's in the league, it's literally summer camp. Like, it's so fun. You would have to 3 days and you see everybody you've known for 30 years. It's like the best. I watched a game where the Utah Jazz played the Washington Wizards in Summer League, and Trey Lyles shot 30 times for Utah, and Kelly Oubre shot 30 times for Washington. It was not only one of the most disgusting games I've ever seen, but it was like, what are we doing? Neither of these guys is ever going to shoot 30 times. In fact, the problem with both of these guys is that they want to shoot 30 times and that they won't assimilate into being an NBA player who fits into the mold of the 11 other guys that play with them. And they're both ungodly selfish, and we're just accentuating all of the things that are wrong with them. And sure enough, both of them got traded from their original teams because they wouldn't stop shooting and they wouldn't play a team game. And sure enough, after 6 or 7 years of having their heads beaten in about the fact that they're just a rotation player in the NBA, they both figured it out, and both of them ended up with like 12 or 13-year careers. Trey Lyles back in the league this year after a year in Europe, and Kelly Oubre's kind of turned into a nice player. But Summer League is just a wonderful marketing experience, a super fan experience, and for those of us in the NBA, summer camp. But from a basketball standpoint, I think it's useless.
I don't know that I would go that far because I'm going to make a projection, and it's not based on Summer League exclusively.
Was Kyle Filipowski like a different player last year? Go look at Kyle Filipowski, was MVP of the Summer League. Go look at his numbers year to year. Tell me the difference.
Okay, well, hear me out on this particular one. With this team, as it's constructed, I believe Darren Peterson has the opportunity, and it's not solely based on Summer League. I watched him extensively in college and before that. He should be the Jazz best creator and being able to get into the key and the paint and create all sorts of, as my good friend would say, havoc, and allow the opportunity and create the opportunity for others to get wide open perimeter shots. And I expect that to a good degree this year, and then the following year, I expect him to be the best player in that regard.
Yeah, but Summer League, I don't know. I've backed on Summer League enough. I do. Salt Lake, Jonathan Reinhart and his crew that put on Salt Lake Summer League. It's awesome, and the fans being out there is amazing, and us getting to see Darren was super. But, from a pure basketball standpoint, I agree with everything you just said. I think he might be amazing. I kind of knew that before Summer League started.
Understood, yeah.
And I think, and I'm not the play that he made against the Clippers, the one-on-one drive, left side, not the dunk, the left side drive and finish, that's pretty special stuff. There aren't a lot of guys that can do that. It leads you to believe there's going to be really awesome stuff coming. I would like to see it happen with 3 inches more taller on every player on the floor. Like, it's just a lot harder. All those gaps are smaller. Getting to the rim, I think he's going to do it. I actually don't have any doubt he's going to be able to do it. He's just going to have to learn it differently. So that was a good first sample for him to feel that, see it, have that experience. The value is the amount of time that Darren Peterson spent with our coaches. The value is the amount of time that Darren Peterson spent with Keontae George. The value is the amount of time he spent with the strength and conditioning staff. All the value of Summer League is not during games. There's huge value to it because it's putting the guy in your facility and having him work with your players, getting your system, knowing your play calls, knowing your coaches. Huge value, just not during the games. That's my point.
Sure.
I don't know if I said it right.
Okay.
But I hot-caked it a little bit. I don't know if you know that, PK, how that works.
No.
Sometimes you hot take. I don't know. So, PK, this is the way it works.
Okay.
Sometimes you say something, it's a little bit of a hot take. It takes out some of the intricacies of the details. And people grab the one thing you said, blow it up, and then you're kind of backpedaling the whole time so that you can get the intricacies in. I don't know if you've ever been a part of that before.
I don't do that, man. Mine are well-grounded.
Well, mine aren't. Mine were 8 o'clock in the morning after a beautiful Emily Dickinson-esque poetry about how great you guys are matching the Majestics in Utah Mountain.
I would go more with Angie Dickinson.
Okay, that sounds fine. I like her too. She had a longer run than Emily Dickinson.
No offense to Emily.
Emily's run was cut short. Angie's was forever.
I'm wondering if LeBron's.
Does anyone else have any idea what we're talking about?
Yeah, people over 80.
Well, that's my audience.
I'm wondering.
Women over 80.
I'm wondering if LeBron's taking so long to make a decision because with all your travels, he just couldn't get you on your phone to get your advice. You want to throw your advice out now so you can make a decision and get on with it? What do you think?
I'm super pissed at LeBron right now.
Me too.
I'm so pissed at LeBron. Here's the issue. Every year, around August 12th, the schedule comes out. And I know on that date that I get to, sit down, figure out where I'm going, what I'm doing, the family needs. It's an important – they can't build a schedule till this egomaniac chooses his team. And it takes a long time to build a schedule. So I'm not going to get my schedule on August 12th anymore, and I'm pissed. Because there's no way they can get the schedule out in 3 weeks because LeBron's got to play Christmas, and LeBron's got to play opening day, and LeBron's got to play ABC 14 times, and LeBron's got to play Amazon Prime 13 times, and we don't know where LeBron is. We can't build a schedule. So stop being so selfish. I want my schedule because I'm selfish, darn it.
He's ungodly selfish.
I don't care where he plays. Just get me a schedule. No, I think he's got the whole league on hold right now. He's got to make a decision. I'm convinced, Adam Silver's got to be picking up the phone and calling LeBron and being like, hey, I need you to make a decision.
We'll leave it right there for now, David. We appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us and squeezing some more summer. Well, that's what I was trying. That's what I thought you were going to ask, but you didn't want to. You didn't really want to go there.
I mean, where do you think he should go?
I hope he goes to Cleveland or Philly. I find I think those will entertain me the most.
You're ungodly selfish.
I am.
Then I'd have to go Cleveland. I just feel that being the mercenary to the one city to another city to go get it doesn't feel right for someone of his stature. Going back to Cleveland for a run 3 and wrapping it all up in a bow feels correct to me, but then he'd have to live in Cleveland for the year.
It's a shot towards Cleveland.
It is.
Well, you have to live in Philly, too, so.
That's a shot towards Philly.
Fact.
Yeah, actually, he doesn't. He can live in Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Right.
Across the river.
I mean, the other question, I just wonder if the whole delay is them trying to find a way for the Golden State thing to work. That's the only question I have on it. It's that just feels like the right way to do it, somewhat of a tour for Steph and LeBron, and Draymond and for them to all have this experience. And, like that's actually so real. Like, that one to me is literally what if you got like our old original 1320 K-fan group together and suddenly we're like, hey, let's get back together and we do like, or, it's like a rock star reunion tour. Or like if there's been somebody you've always wanted to work with, that's just to me very human. And I kind of understand it. So I kind of wonder if it's all trying to still get the Golden State.
I'd rather see the Stones at Red Rocks.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be sick.
David,
I can tell you the time I saw the Stones, but DJ wants to finish the show.
No, go ahead. Tell me about the Stones.
Saw the Stones in living color and Guns N' Roses at the L.A. Coliseum at the peak of Axl Rose. Appetite for Destruction was out, and so was Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. He's from L.A., and the sad thing of the night was that Axl was literally who Mick Jagger once was. And Guns N' Roses was so electric and so unbelievable, and the Stones were great. But you could actually see that Mick Jagger had watched that and been like, oh, that's what I used to have. And Guns N' Roses totally stole the night. There you go. Little stories.
Thank you, David.
Again, DJ.
Another one. Golly, David. Oh, man. You're doing it on purpose now. This doesn't even count. David
I
Locke.
wouldn't do that.
David Locke, radio voice of the Utah Jazz, joining us for the last time before he goes away on a big old gigantic pause to see the Stones in Denver. There, we tied it all together. Thanks, David.
Yeah.
Pablo Mastroeni coming up top of the hour. We'll take a break. DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
3, 2, 1.
This is Scotty G and Coach Tim LeComb.
Nobody cares about the score. Washington did beat the Jazz 92-88. AJ DeBonsa, his first game in Summer League, had some moments. Darren Peterson still put up the points, but not quite at the level and quite the efficiency that we saw in the 2 games in Salt Lake City. So everybody out there is like, oh, AJ won that head-to-head battle.
You've got to remove loyalty, which is hard to do. And I think in this case, there's a lot of people that are torn in this valley because, one guy, AJ, played here locally, and then obviously Darren being picked. So I just actually sat back like a coach would sit back, and I watched it, and I think what AJ showed is what AJ can do. Basically, on one end, AJ was kind of being AJ, and on the other end, Washington was hell-bent on not even letting him get a catch.
Catch Scotty G and Coach weekdays from 10 to 2. Presented by Mountain Land Supply on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Time for the Minky Couture blanket giveaway. Caller 12 at 801-575-ZONE will win a Lush Flag blanket celebrating America's 250th birthday. Simple, classic, and incredibly soft. The Lush Patriotic Flag blanket is perfect for celebrating the season in comfort. This plush patriotic design is available in one size and makes a cozy addition to summer gatherings, holiday decor, or everyday lounging. Size to match a standard American flag, it includes an exclusive America 250 Minky Couture label created to commemorate the nation's semi-quincentennial celebration. Caller 12 right now, 801-575-ZONE. You win the Lush Flag blanket.
Not a semi-celebration for me. It's a yearly, if not monthly, celebration. I'm proud to live in this country. I'm proud to live in this state. I live here because I want to live here. It ain't no freaking money or job. I would choose to live here irregardless.
I've lived in Utah too long. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. What'd you say, DJ?
Nothing.
I've lived in Utah too long. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm David Locke talking over myself.
Paycheck is why I live in Utah.
There you go.
You saved a school $600,000?
$600,000.
Wow.
You're no different than AJ DeBonsa. I live here because of the money.
I play better defense.
Yeah, that's for sure.
AJ, I was just being super lazy on defense in college. I can admit that, but I wanted to come into the big leagues and make the impact on the defensive end. There you go.
Be a stalwart, particularly when you're young. Don't be hunting shots. Don't be hungry for shots. Fit in with your teammates. Set the tone for what you're going to be about for the next 15 years. I'm interested in winning. And once you get that rep, then it follows you. Whatever rep you set early, it's sort of hard to shake. You can shake it. David Locke just brought up Trey Lyles and Oubre. They want to just jack up shots. Nobody wants to see that, particularly from a kid. You got to be able to blend in. Now, you are the number one pick, so you're not just doing blending in, but the little things blend in. Switch on defense, provide an extension that if somebody gets around the corner on a pick, that you're there to make them stay wide and not have a direct path to the hoop. All those little things, that's where I think that he can really set himself up. And the offense will be there. The offense will come. But you have to be committed to all things in terms of winning. That's why basketball stats, they sort of bore me.
Be about the winning. Don't worry about the numbers.
If it doesn't lead toward winning. And stats bore me in a sense. I mean, I know they're important, but if you win, nothing else matters. And if you win, well, guess what? The stats will be there. But the stats can be there when you don't win. But when you win, they are there. It needs to be about winning.
Give me the championship.
That's all that matters is winning. And, depending on what level you're at, I don't think the Wizards are going to go to the final. I don't think the Jazz are going to be the final. But what are their habits that lead to winning? That's how you get excited, and that's how the fans get excited, and that's how you build your brand. You can be about winning. The fact is, Jordan won at a high level, but yet in the game's most crucial times, there's multiple instances when he's setting other guys up.
Other guys are making shots, other guys are making plays.
Yeah.
And he can't do it by himself, no matter how awesome he is, and he was awesome.
Right. Absolutely. And you need to keep those guys engaged. Now, AJ DeBonsa, I don't think he's at the point where, he has to worry about keeping guys engaged. But there will come a time if he fulfills his, I don't want to say destiny, but aspiration, objective, potential.
Potential. Go with that.
You want to go there. Yeah. It's the same thing with Darren Peterson. Darren Peterson is in the same boat. These guys are driving the same car, probably literally, more than I'll ever drive. But you also need guys who don't drive the big fancy car, and they can get to the same place. Mm-hmm. And you need them there, too, to go, somehow I got on the car analogy. Not sure how that happened, but I'm going to roll with it. That's what winning's about.
And the Wizards and the Jazz, as they dropped games on purpose and tanked, were terrible defensively. And you look at the teams that played the best defense, that had the best opponent's field goal percentage. The number Majerus always looked at in the box score immediately. Before he took a deeper dive, he would go beyond the stats and break down individual possessions and all that.
Sitting next to him as he did that.
But real quick, first impression off the game. That's what he checked. And I look at the NBA, the top 5 teams, and actually 6 because there were 2 teams right at 46.0. Knicks, who won it all, were tied for 5th with the Rockets at 46%. The Spurs were 4th at 45.1%, and the Thunder led the way at 43.7%. 2 and 3 were Boston and Detroit. Be a good defensive team, be a really good team, put yourself in the mix, give yourself a chance. You got 2 1 seeds. Both of them got beat in the playoffs. We didn't have either the 1 seeds.
Happens.
Yeah, right. But right behind them are 2 and 3 seeds who did get to the championship series.
And the great thing about it, and we'll talk to Pablo here coming up in a few minutes, is these principles, they're across the board.
100%.
You pick the sport, the principles don't really change. The parameters to go about it may, obviously, with the sport being different from one to another, but the principles of winning, I believe, are transferable and simply matter across the board no matter what you're trying to accomplish athletically.
Not only the principles, but in the case of having played high school basketball and having a coach teach you stuff about the game.
Dominate high school basketball.
I would say that did not happen. But playing high school basketball, and then when you start covering soccer and hockey, you see so many of the same schemes as far as overloads. How do you get 3-on-2, 2-on-1, and then somebody all by themselves to get an open shot? There are so many parallels. Now, you go to baseball, a lot of the stuff still applies. Obviously, different with the hand-eye coordination and a pitcher and a batter. So, but still, if you say pitching and defense, what wins?
That's kind of what you're saying.
Pitching and defense. The defense is very different than the NHL, but it's still defense.
And everybody knows that you locked up Carl Durrell that one time.
Did not. He jumped right over me.
No, you locked him up.
I did not.
Scotty and the coach can recite that story like they were there in the front row, which you can watch tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, Channel 5.
When we come back, Pablo Mastroni, RSL head coach, next. Stay with us.
Bike's sputtering on me.
Nah, that's not what you want on a cross-country trip.
Yeah, you're telling me. Looks like my journey ends here.
No, mate, you ride with Geico Motorcycle Insurance and got their 24/7 emergency roadside service. They'll fix your bike right up. Where you headed, anyways?
Oh, I'm going to Cromehenge. You ever been?
No, I can't say I have.
It's like Stonehenge, but shiny.
It feels good to ride with help. It feels good to Geico. Emergency roadside service is optional coverage.
Having the right people in your corner for life's biggest milestones makes all the difference. Like a friend who's there when you're house hunting or checking out a new ride, State Farm is there too, helping you choose the coverage you need. With a State Farm agent, you know someone is there to help you along the way. And with so many coverage options, it's nice knowing you have help choosing a plan that fits your needs, so you can continue celebrating all of life's milestones. Head to statefarm.com to get a quote. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.